Hey, everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to the Empty Stats Podcast. This is episode 6 and another exciting episode for you guys. We are a full week into the NBA season. The NFL, after what we thought was a boring week last week, a little bit of some craziness.
Couple of
just a tad bit of craziness. Aiden almost called a Lions upset, and I was going to lose my mind.
So close.
I didn't even get to watch the first half of the game because I was at lunch for my mom's birthday, and I would I would check my phone like every 5 minutes, and after something would happen, it just kept getting worse. Like it started with a touchdown, and I was like, all right. No, actually, I think it was a touchdown, then it was a fake, and then it was a fake onside kick. They got the onside kick, and then they got the fake punt. And so all of that happened in the first 10 minutes. And I was like, all right, we might be in trouble here. But, it's a marathon, not a sprint. The Lions pulled out every single trick in the bag in the first 10 minutes. And that's what lost them the game, even though they got another fake punt in the game. They got 2 fake punts off of us. We should not have won that game. But shout out Matthew Stafford and shout out Aaron Donald and Jalen Ramsey. Because they were the ones that forced the interception on Jared Goff, and that made me very happy. That was cool.
If I would have called that, y'all would.
If you would have called that, I would probably have stopped being friends with you, to be quite honest. You probably would have not let me live that down for the rest of my life.
I would have clipped that myself. I know you.
You would have not. You would have not let me live that down. For the rest of my life.
Anyway, how y'all doing, Evan? How you doing?
Pretty good. Been busy lately. Went home for the weekend. Now getting back in the swing of things.
Yeah, had a nice little Cowboys bye week this week.
Yep. Cowboys and the Bills.
Felt weird.
Boring.
Felt weird.
All right.
So first week of the NBA has come and gone. The Dallas Mavericks, I think, played the fewest amount of games this week. Because we only played 3 games this week.
We're at 3, 2-1 though. So
yeah, 2-1 winning record. Did not look good to start. A very, very bad showing versus the Atlanta Hawks. An absolute blowout. I kind of take that game as an anomaly. I don't really count that game. It seemed like most of the time it just seemed like we just couldn't make open shots. So I kind of give Kid a little bit of a benefit of the doubt on that. But
okay, on that note, there was a stat that came out from I don't know who, but the Mavericks had a 48.2 shot expected, like a made shot expectancy, whatever. I don't know how to word it, but the Mavs were supposed to shoot 48.2% from that game, and we shot pretty well under that.
33.3%.
We shot 30. Okay, so
we made 1/3 of our shots.
Okay, so 48.2 was the lowest it was in 3 years.
Wow.
We did not get good looks that game.
Yeah, just a tough game all around. But, it was Kid's first game as a head coach. There were definitely kinks to be figured out amongst the offense. And then game 2 did not start hot either versus the Toronto Raptors. We had like 5 points. We had 5 points in the first 7 minutes. It was not looking good. But shout out the team. Squad carried it in the second half. Luka, thank you. But it also, and Tim Hardaway Jr. too. He came through.
Tim Hardaway Jr. got hot. Yeah.
Came through in the second half. I think he went 5 of 6 from 3, something along those lines.
In the game or just the second half?
In the second half,
Okay.
Because he was struggling in the first half. I think he only went about 1. I think only went 1 of 6.
He ended up 7 of 11 from 3.
Yeah, so he went 6 of 7 in the second half. So Tim Hardaway Jr. really came up big for us off a struggling first half. The bench didn't really provide much in the Raptors game, but the bench certainly came through in the Rockets game last night, considering that every single player on the team played last night.
Yeah, all 15 of us.
All 15 players played last night. And a lot of good showings. Moses Brown only played 3 minutes, but definitely seemed like
he had the best sequence of the game.
Yeah. I think Moses Brown in 3 minutes provided more value than Dwight Powell has in 3 games.
It was a lot of energy in that 3 minutes. I talked about it a little bit earlier, but Moses Brown got a block on, I think it was like Daniel Tice, or maybe it was what's like the Sangoon? Sengun? Was it Sengun?
Yo,
It was like,
Segun's a defensive monster. That dude's
Yeah.
getting steals. It's wild.
anyway, Moses Brown like swallowed a shot by him, threw a pass to Frank Ntilikina, and then Moses Brown ran the floor like God, just straight down the floor, and Frank Ntilikina hit him with the beautiful pass for a Moses Brown dunk. That like 10 seconds of my life was like, okay, yeah, I can get used to this.
And I think the game last night really showed that Reggie Bullock should be starting. I don't know why he hasn't been starting yet, but Jason Kidd knows that people are confused by that.
Yeah.
I think the
post-game
last
conference.
3 press conferences, he has gotten the same question of why is Reggie Bullock not playing more minutes? So I think Jason Kidd definitely knows what he has in Reggie Bullock and that he has starter potential. I think as the season goes along, Dwight Powell will not be the starter anymore. I think there's going to have to be a time where Kidd realizes that Porzingis is going to have to play the 5, whether he likes it or not. Just because Dwight Powell I think that's also a reason why the offense has been struggling to start too. It's because Dwight Powell just doesn't bring anything to the table.
Yeah, and he's a floor eater. He doesn't really space the floor all too well.
He can't shoot. So
No.
yeah, so that goes to your
allowed,
point
like,
of floor
Christian
spacing.
Wood.
He can't shoot. He just kind of clogs the lane.
It allowed Christian Wood and Daniel Tice to kind of sit in the paint a little bit more than they probably should. But the thing that I kept coming back to last night when watching the game is that Dorian Finney-Smith. I love Dorian Finney-Smith, and he had some really big like electric plays last night. Like he got not a chase down block, but like a behind the block or behind the back, like pin it against the board on Jalen Green. And then he had 3 blocks last game, but he shot 0 for 5 from 3 and logged 32 minutes. When Reggie Bullock went 4 of 9 from 3.
Had
only
11
logged
shots
17.
in 17 minutes.
Yeah.
Like that
but
is
he
a
was-
healthy amount of looks.
He was
for
out
him.
there pulling that hoe, and I respect it.
Kleba too. He went
they're
3 for
going
4
in.
finally.
Yeah, that man picked up his phone. Shout out to him.
Maxi Kleba finally paid his phone bill. We can finally call him again. He's finally picking up.
I stole your joke on one of my videos.
Of course you did,
You didn't.
because you're not original.
No, I'm not. I thought that was so funny. I stole it. I gave you credit though. I was like, hey, shout out to Will.
And shout out Brunson too. 11 and 11 off the bench.
Mm-hmm.
It's tough because it's like Brunson is he's a starter caliber player, just not with the Mavs.
It's like a player like Monte Morris. Like Monte Morris starts on like 90% of NBA teams, but he's just backing up like Jamal Murray.
Yeah.
There's very few players that you can say that for. And
and a bit of a scare last night. Porzingis left with lower back tightness. So here we go again.
To be pretty.
So 3 games into the year, and we are
wasn't bad.
already on the Porzingis injury bug, which is awesome.
I think we'll be okay. I promise.
But yeah, I think hopefully.
But he shot the ball super poor last night. But he
only went 2 of 10. Only got
biggest black
3
eye.
rebounds.
I'm giving him a pass because that black eye was like swollen shut.
Oh yeah, that was ugly.
Yeah, I'm giving him a pass on bad shooting because it's hard to shoot a ball with one eye. But he did finish Luka's clip of the behind the back. Like
he did do that. He did finish the clip. He did finish the clip.
I saw Luka go behind the back, and I was like, "What's happening here?" Like in that split second,
cool.
I was like, "Is he about to throw up a layup?" He threw it out, and I was like, "Holy shit!" All right, Evan, what'd you see? What'd you see in these Mavs games that you liked, or what didn't you like?
I have not been watching the Mavs games, so I
Not a
have
real fan
no
right
idea.
here. Not a real fan. He's not a Mavs fan for life.
Anything. Okay, I'm a Mavs fan
not a confirmed MFFL.
You just gotta say
like,
something, dog.
I don't know anything about Mavs, if I'm being honest.
You
I
didn't
know
watch
something
anything?
about like the Lakers and Brooklyn.
Just say you like Luka.
Not about the Mavs. I can say
Just say you
I
like
like
Luka.
Luka blowing up, but yeah. But yeah, I don't know anything about the Mavs this week, boys.
We'll do better next week, guys. We promise.
No.
Yeah.
He'll do better next week. We're doing great.
Yeah, we're doing
Yeah. We'll see. Yeah.
I haven't missed a minute. Well, actually,
Nah, I can admit I only
missed a
watched
minute.
like the end of the third, fourth quarter last night, but I had class. I had night class. So
Unexcusable. Fake
that's
fan.
my excuse.
Inexcusable. Fake fan. I missed the first half of the Atlanta game. It was my sister's birthday, so I'm a fake fan. I tried to get out of it. I ain't even gonna lie. I tried to get out of my sister's birthday. I was like, hey man,
Wow.
Mavs opener.
Not an L family member.
True. I can't even lie. I was like,
not a real family member right here.
You gotta have your birthday on the Mavs game? That's crazy.
I didn't even make an excuse to get out of my mom's birthday dinner. You loser.
You play the Lions.
That's what I told her. I was like, honestly, I don't really care. Like we're playing the Lions. We're 2 touchdown favorites. I'm like, it is what it is.
All right. Well, since we've got the Mavs talk out of the way, there's not a lot to say. Going forward, Jason Kidd, I'm looking forward to seeing if this spacing gets better and when Reggie Bullock starts. Because if Dwight Powell is out not Dwight Powell, if Kristaps Porzingis is out tomorrow, which is a possibility, I don't think he will be, but it's a possibility. I expect Bullock to start alongside alongside Dwight Powell.
Yeah, because Finney-Smith probably moves down to 4.
And Dorian Finney-Smith is big enough to do that. He's 6'7".
Yeah, because he's like
smaller. He's gonna be a smaller power forward, but he's strong and he's big.
Yeah, he has good size to him. 6'7", 220.
Yeah, and he's only 28. I keep forgetting he's only 28. He feels like he's been with the Mavericks forever. All right. So, Evan, you said you watched the Brooklyn Nets and the Lakers. Brooklyn Nets are actually, we'll start out with the Lakers because the Lakers are pretty bad. And the wins that they won last night against the Spurs.
Yeah.
And
in overtime without LeBron.
In overtime without LeBron. Against a pretty bad Spurs team. And they beat a pretty good, surprisingly good, well, not surprisingly good, but a pretty good Grizzlies team. What did you see? And what did you see in the 2 losses that you didn't like? And what did you see in the 2 wins that you did like?
I mean, basically, I don't think we need to be worrying about any team right now. We're 4 games in. I think the Lakers are fine overall.
You think so?
Maybe they're struggling a little bit. Yeah, the Lakers are fine. I mean, it's 4 games. The NBA, there's a ton of games. So a couple of losses don't set you back.
How many games?
Too much.
How many games?
It's like 82.
Okay.
There we go.
My boy.
All right. I think fine. They just need to get into the full rhythm of things. And honestly, looking at all the scores of every game, there hasn't been any blowouts really to start the season. Every game tends to be pretty close with each other, all within maybe 10, 15 points. So, I mean, any of their losses, you can't really hold against them too much. I think for improvement, they need to defend and score better in the paint. And then they need second chance points. And against the Grizzlies, they really struggled with both of those, yet they're still able to get the dub. So I think if they work on both of those, then they'll be good going forward.
Okay. So last night, Russell Westbrook had like the best game of his Laker career so far. Russell Westbrook was like electric last night. I didn't get to see a lot of the game because it overlapped with the Mavs game. But from what I did see like the end of the 4th quarter going to overtime. And I was checking the box score because I was like, oh, well, they're competitive with the Spurs, which, is a team they should regularly be blowing out. I was like, all right. Well, I wonder if Russ is having another dud of a game. And I was like, oh, no. He's efficient from the field with like 20-some points. And in overtime or late 4th, he just had like a monster dunk. He ended up with 33 points, by the way, on 15 of 27 from the field. And something I did like that I saw in the Grizzly game, he was setting like on-ball screens for like Anthony Davis, like big body Russell Westbrook screens. And that was pretty cool.
I liked, and I think that the bench is starting to come along for them, at least their depth pieces. Malik Monk was a big part of the offense last night. It was pretty much Davis, Westbrook, and Monk last night. Monk had that big 3 at the end of the 4th.
Like late as hell.
To get the game to overtime.
Yeah.
He had 17 on 6 of 15 shooting, 4 threes. Austin Reeves, the rookie out of Oklahoma, he has been playing crunch time minutes for them. He was playing in the 4th against the Suns when they were trying to make a garbage time comeback. I think he played the majority of the 4th quarter against the Grizzlies. Like Austin Reeves has been really giving them good minutes off the bench, and he's the kind of spark plug that they need considering how old their depth is. Carmelo Anthony has been pretty shaky considering his game against Memphis compared to his game last night. He had 28 in the Memphis game. He only had 4 last night on 1 of 7 shooting.
Mhm.
So I think it's still, of course, is what Evan said. It's the 4th game of the year. Like they still have a lot of things to figure out. But I think that you can be confident in this team considering without LeBron James, Russell Westbrook was able to do what he did last night. So that's pretty much going to be a telling story is the team, how the team's going to do without LeBron.
I want to give a big.
I think it's funny you mentioned Austin Reeves because I was watching and I was like, "Who is that? Who's number 15?" Like,
shout out Austin Reeves, man.
You know,
Boomer Sooner.
Like, man, I don't even know who this guy is. So
yeah, actually, originally from Wichita State, then transferred to Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
I want to give a shout out to Jakob Pertl from last night. That dude's really, really good.
27 and 14 on 13 of 17 from the field.
I mean, that dude doesn't take threes and he doesn't make free throws, but you get him in the paint and he's going to just absolutely eat your team alive. And the Mavs play the Spurs tomorrow, and I'm not excited to see Jakob Pertl go up against like Dwight Powell, especially if KP doesn't play.
DeJounte Murray had himself a game last night too.
Yeah.
21, 15, 12, triple-double.
Shout out to Lonnie Walker too. Yeah. 21 on 7 to 10 from the field. Lonnie Walker was real electric last night. That was nice to see.
Lonnie Walker is a good player, man. Him and Vassell, 10 threes combined off the bench.
Yeah, Devin Vassell coming out of college was supposed to be like, was it him or Aaron Neesmith that was supposed to be like the greatest shooter of the draft?
I think it was Neesmith that had a lot of potential, but Vassell still had a lot of good praise to his shooting.
Which one of them came out of Vanderbilt? I always get them two mixed up.
Vassell was out of Florida State. Neesmith, I don't know where he's from, but I don't think it's.
Is it not Vanderbilt? I don't know. I might be tripping.
Aaron Neesmith is from. Oh yeah, you are right. Aaron Neesmith is from Vanderbilt.
Oh, it was Vanderbilt. Okay. Yeah, I remember one of them was Florida State and one of them was Vanderbilt. Anyway.
Yeah, Vassell was Florida State. Pretty wild. Off topic. How many players from Florida State get picked in the top 5 that don't start for them? Scotty Barnes never started for Florida State. Patrick Williams never started for Florida State, and they both got picked number 4 overall. I think that's kind of cool.
I knew Rui Hachimura went to Florida. No, he went to Gonzaga. Never mind. Who am I thinking of? I don't know who I'm thinking of. Anyway, yeah. I don't know why I just tried to throw Rui Hachimura in.
Shout out Hachimura, though.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's not doing a whole lot, but shout out to him. I hope he does.
Yeah, cool player.
All right. So the Brooklyn Nets are another team. The other powerhouse, we talked about the Western powerhouse. The Eastern powerhouse is the Brooklyn Nets. They are right now, I think they're 2-2. If I'm not, 2-2 right now. And there's one giant flaw that I'm seeing in the Brooklyn Nets, and it is James Harden. James Harden is not aggressive. The most shots he's taken in a game is 17. And if you're looking at James Harden only taking 17 shots, and I know he's a good facilitator. I know he is. But you need James Harden to be offensively like go. Like I'm going to shoot the ball. That's what Kevin Durant's doing, and that's what James Harden
it's
needs
like the Nets. The Nets so far have pretty much just been Kevin Durant and friends.
Yes.
Like it has been KD just carrying this team. Like it's like Oklahoma City.
Which makes my MVP pick and look good.
Oh, yeah,
Kevin
definitely.
Durant. But like I want to see James Harden not go 5 of 17 from the field and 1 of 8 from 3.
I just think Harden isn't being aggressive because he knows he's not going to get the same calls anymore. Because that's what his game was. His game was getting to the free throw line. And if he's not going to get to the free throw line, then he's not going to be aggressive.
But I think we talked about that in one of the podcast episodes. Like we talked about like, oh, how's the new rule going to affect? And we're seeing it full swing. I mean, James Harden isn't playing like himself all because of one rule, you know. He needs to adapt. The Nets one.
I think that might be more of a mental thing for him than an actual like. Hey, I'm not getting foul.
And it's probably him getting adjusted to the new rules too, probably. Because I mean, it won't be a long time until Trae Young, Curry, Harden kind of figure out that new kink in the rules that they can get away with. And I think overall I think the rule overall has been a good thing for the league. the game
I think the
flow has
league
been
has
a
shot
lot
like
better.
the least amount of free throws in a while.
Yeah. I think, the league
free
free
throws are
throw
just down
numbers
across the
are
board.
drastically down. Game flow is a lot better. Just the product of basketball is a lot better.
Yeah. There was a Brooklyn Nets game against the Charlotte Hornets. I talked about it, or I didn't get to talk about it, but in the Charlotte Hornets are like one of the better teams in the league right now, just surprising everybody, which is super nice to see because I love the Hornets. But on Sunday night, they played the Brooklyn Nets, and they won by 16 points. And LaMelo Ball didn't play at all in the fourth quarter because the Brooklyn Nets could not stop Ish Smith.
Dude, Ish Smith is that guy. He's so quick.
He's so quick, and he's like older too. He's an older player in the league.
Yeah, Ish Smith's been around a while.
Yeah, they just couldn't stop Ish Smith.
Yeah, 11 years.
Struggling to stop Ish Smith, and your defense is in trouble.
Yeah, 11th year in the league, Ish Smith.
And James Bouknight isn't playing, and that's super sad to see. Or he's not playing a lot. He's playing. He's just not playing a lot. That's sad to see.
Boy.
I liked him. I liked him a lot. Bust your ass at Madden with him, or not Madden, 2K with him.
Yeah, everybody's been been pointing the direction of LaMelo Ball for the Hornets start this year. I think it's all Miles Bridges. Like, Miles Bridges is on another level right now.
And Kelly Oubre has been playing pretty well. And Gordon Hayward's not been super good, but Kelly Oubre has been providing that defense that this team desperately needs.
Especially in a contract year for Miles Bridges, that might play a part in his start to the season.
When he didn't get an extension too.
But he had 13 points on opening night, and then he followed it up with 30, 32, and 25. I mean, he has been terrific from 3-point range. I mean, he's shooting 35%, which is about his career average. So I might have lied there, but he's better on the defensive end.
Like he's doing it a lot
he's
better.
Averaging 2 steals a game, but 25 and 8 for Miles Bridges, like, that's a very significant jump for him. And especially for LaMelo Ball, with how well he facilitates, having a second option like Miles Bridges, and if he can keep shooting like this, then that is a terrific sign for the Hornets.
Okay, so Kevin Durant, like I said, has been like the MVP of this team. And right now, I think if you called the MVP, I think it'd be Kevin Durant. But he just can't do everything. He just can't. He is like the greatest scorer of all time, but he can't do everything.
Yeah, Durant's. I wouldn't really. I mean, I don't know if it's a knock on him to say that he can't really carry a team. I just don't think his
team
play
isn't
style
built to be carried around him. I think this team isn't built to be carried by Kevin Durant. I think if you want,
the team is built around KD, Harden, and Kyrie.
Yes,
and when you don't have your point guard and Kyrie Irving, and James Harden is not being aggressive, and it's all up to Kevin Durant, and then your other options are Patty Mills, LaMarcus Aldridge, and Joe Harris.
Yeah,
not a great recipe for success there.
No. You want to jump into performances of the week?
I am ready to jump into my performances of the week.
Okay. So what we did and what we're going to do going forward is we're going to have the performances of the week, basically the top 3 performances in our eyes, and we're of the last week, and we're going to give it to you and we're going to list them. We'll start off with number 3 and we'll just go around, and then 2 and then number 1. Right.
Cool.
All right.
Sounds good.
Who wants to go first for number 3?
I'll go first for number 3.
Okay.
My number 3 performance of the week is going to go to Ja Morant. His performance against the Lakers on Sunday, even though it was a loss and he could have tied the game with the free throw, 40 points, 10 assists, 13 of 21 from the field, 5 of 7 from 3. I watched the majority of the second half of that game, mostly because Twitter was going crazy because Ja Morant was just going off. But I've never seen him play like that. Like, he legitimately took over the game for the Memphis Grizzlies, and he made it look so easy. Like, especially him shooting threes. Like, he's not really known as a 3-point shooter, but I mean, 5 of 7 from 3. He was getting to the basket. He was making circus layups. getting passes through traffic. I mean, he's been taking it to a whole nother level this year. I'm very excited about John Morant, see what he can do. So yeah, even though he didn't get the win, I'm gonna give number 3 John Morant.
Evan, let's get your number 3.
My number 3 is gonna be Jalen Green versus the Celtics. He dropped 30 points and had 8 threes.
Okay,
so
I can respect that.
I like it.
He had that chip on his shoulder, like we were all talking about early on.
That's right.
And
I love
he's
that
going
NBA
out.
75 meme.
Yeah.
I love that. That's so funny. I
That-
was like
that
in
is
NBA
good
75.
meme.
I'm playing with a chip on my shoulder. Like, bro, shut
Yeah,
up.
I like that. But yeah, he did do good, and I mean, he caught the attention of Houston native Travis Scott too. I saw him shouting him out on IG, and I was like, oh wait, like what do you do? So then I looked, and I was like, oh wow, like
Had a handful of dunks in that game too.
Yeah, I mean, I was trying to catch
so
bodies.
It's good for the Rockets. It's good for the Rockets.
Yeah. My number 3 was Miles Bridges against the Nets, like we talked about earlier. He was just electric, and he had he's just a highlight reel in a score. So we already talked about it. I'm not going to talk about it a whole lot. All right, number 2. Let's go back the other way. So I'll go first. I'll go Jaylen Brown versus the Knicks on 10/20. I'll put down the date so I didn't forget.
Yeah, last Wednesday.
Yeah, last Wednesday. Like as we were like getting off the podcast, we saw Jaylen Brown just absolutely killing it. He did the game with like 46 points, and he didn't do a whole lot in overtime because his legs were gassed.
Everybody was gassed. Shout out Julius Randle saying, I'm so tired. All I want to do is just lay in the bed.
Yeah. Jaylen Brown was just crazy that game. And when, like I said, come overtime, he didn't have the legs. He was kind of relying on Jason Tatum to kind of help him out in overtime.
That didn't work.
Didn't get it. He did not get that help.
That did not work. Boy, was Tatum awful that game.
Yeah, he was.
He was just awful.
He was bad. All right, number 2, Evan.
John Morant, like what Will said, I mean, I've just seen him pull up from 3 from places I can't even do in 2K with him. So I was like, man, like, what is he on? You know, he was playing really good, and he was also just showing athleticism with a lot of the layups. But it was a good performance for him. And again, it showed how the Grizzlies, you know, a lot of people didn't really hold him too highly at the start of this season, and now they're kind of playing solid. So everybody's like, oh, you know.
There was a stat I saw where he had like the most points in the paint through like 3 or 4 games, and it was like Shaquille O'Neal and I think it was David Robinson or Tim Duncan or David Robinson, and they all had like the same amount as John Morant does right now, and that's just crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Will, number 2, hit me.
So my number 2 is also Jaylen Brown, but I was smart enough. I listed some extras, so I'm going to give some love to Miles Turner against the
Miles
Wizards
40 piece
in another overtime loss. I know I'm giving these awards to dudes who lost, but I don't care. Miles Turner against the Wizards, 40, 10 rebounds, 3 blocks, 15 of 22 from the field, 5 of 9 from 3. One of the easiest 40-point games I've ever seen. I mean, Miles Turner just has that ability to just take over the game and be the best player on the floor.
When he wants to.
When he wants to, because the next game put up an absolute dud. So, you know, it's just kind of like a on and off thing with Miles Turner. But when Miles Turner is on, he is so fun to watch. 40, 10, and 3 against the Wizards last week, 15 to 22 from the field, made it look real easy.
Yeah, I loved watching that because I love Miles Turner.
Do we all have the same number 1?
I think we might. What is it?
Curry.
Will or Evan? What'd you have? Oh, I had Curry.
No.
Interesting.
All right. Will, do you want to talk about Curry and we'll let Evan get into it?
Yeah, talk about Curry first.
Curry inspirational, man. I mean,
that was an inspirational ass game.
That was a look at Curry, man, performance. 45 points, 10 boards after a triple-double the night before, or the game before, rather.
On a bad shooting game the night before.
Yeah, on a terrible shooting game. So he follows it up with a 25-point, 9 of 9 first quarter, 16 of 25 for the game, 8 of 13 from 3. I mean, I don't even know what else to say about this guy. I was one of those people who hated on him in middle school, high school, because that's what everybody loved to do. And then I matured, and Steph Curry is so fun to watch. That game against the Clippers, I mean, he just took over. The crowd was so into it. I mean, he could just anywhere on the court, just give it to him and he'll make a three. It's so crazy.
I was the opposite in middle school. I was the kid with like Steph Curry as his wallpaper because I just loved watching him play. Like
I was a big Curry guy before the dynasty happened.
God, you're so cool.
I know.
You're so cool.
I know, dude.
God.
I was one of those people, and I regret it.
But yes, Steph Curry against the Clippers was just insane. He just took over in that fourth quarter and was just willing his team to a win, which was kind of cool to see. Evan, could I try and guess your number one?
Yeah.
Paul George.
No.
Really? Okay.
Besides Curry, I don't even know what else could possibly be number one.
Paul George did have a pretty good game. I think he put up like 40-some.
Right, so
George had a good game against the Clippers himself. Or against the Warriors.
No. Touch.
So,
let me get one more. Let me get one more.
I'll give y'all a hint too.
No. Okay. Give me a hint.
All right. So this is more of like morale, like confidence and morale for the rest of the season. Better.
Anthony Davis fighting Dwight Howard?
No.
Damn it.
Well, this is gonna be
morale.
It's gonna be a terrible pick. I know it.
I'm ready. Yeah.
What is it?
I really thought it'd be Paul George because Paul George is like the
Memphis
one
at Lakers. Melo drops 28, going 6 for 8 at 3.
Jesus, this guy.
Oh, I'm really hoping that's coming to me. That's my top performance of the league.
This freaking guy.
What? When's the last time we've heard Melo like doing stuff like that? I mean
it's a cool. It was a cool performance, but like it's 28
off
the bench.
Yeah, so that's what I got.
As an honorable mention, I also jotted down Tatum's 41, 7 rebound, 8 assist performance against the Hornets on Monday.
Yeah, my honorable
had a really
mention
good bounce back. Had a really good bounce back game after being terrible against the Knicks.
My honorable mention was Paul George against the Grizzlies, where he had 41 and like 10 rebounds and 2 steals. Dude was I really thought it was gonna be Paul George.
I'm happy for Paul George.
So am I. Don't get me wrong. Okay, so what was the game of the week?
I think it's a no-brainer in Celtics Knicks. That is arguably one of the best NBA games I've ever seen. It was terrible. It was great. Like it had everything in one. It was awful basketball once it was in overtime. It was fast-paced. There was shooting. There was good defensive plays. The crowd was into it. It was at the Garden. I mean, it was just a very entertaining basketball game that I don't think can be topped this year. Just the way that it even got to overtime in the first place. Just the fact that the Knicks just absolutely sold in the last 10 seconds. And it allowed Smart freed up for a 3 to tie it. Yeah. Neither team could miss from 3 in overtime. And then by the second overtime, everybody's legs were just shot. And it was just, all right, who's going to be able to just pull this thing out at the end? And ultimately, it was the Knicks.
What day was that game?
Last Wednesday.
A week ago.
Today.
Yep.
Okay, that was Wednesday. What was I doing last Wednesday?
Not watching the Knicks Celtics game. I know that.
Because I'm about to say, I could have sworn the group chat just blowing up. And I was like,
we were on a pod.
What's going on?
I'm kidding. All right, Evan, what was your game?
That game.
You had Knicks Celtics?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll be different. I actually didn't have Knicks Celtics. Knicks Celtics was my number 2. I just knew both of you guys were going to go Knicks Celtics, or at least I knew Will was for sure. So I did another Celtics game. I did Celtics Hornets.
Okay.
Mostly because
another overtime Celtics game.
One reason is because I love the Celtics, but I talked about it a little bit already. But Kelly Oubre went like 5, like I think it was like 5 for 7 from 3 in the first quarter, and he was like killing the game, and then sucked the rest of the game. LaMelo Ball went 50% from 3. Miles Bridges 11 for 22. You saw Jaylen Brown absolutely baptize that man. Miles Bridges had a good dunk on his own. It was just exciting basketball. And then neither team being able to throw an inbound pass at the end of the fourth quarter. it was exciting. It was a good game. So
also shout out to Clippers, Warriors, and Grizzlies, Lakers. Those were my other two.
Clippers Warriors was also.
I had the Grizzlies, Lakers also.
All right, what's your go-to game next week? Like the one game go-to next week.
Might be an
Bulls.
unpopular opinion. I'm gonna go with Jazz at Bucks
Bucks.
on Monday.
Mm.
Considering
Okay.
those are arguably the two best teams in the league right now, but it's Utah and Milwaukee. So I don't know how many people are enticed for that game. But I think just from a pure basketball standpoint, it's going to be a really good game. And then my backup is going to be Hornets at Warriors next Wednesday.
Okay.
Evan? I have the Jazz versus the Bulls.
Jazz Bulls.
I was thinking about that one too.
So
the Bulls have been playing really well, and the Jazz have also, but they've only played 3 games so far compared to the Bulls.
So I have chosen another Bulls game. I took Bulls Celtics next Monday.
Okay.
I'm excited for that one. Okay, so I have a game for y'all. Basically, I'm gonna read a stat line. I'm gonna give you 4 names, and you're gonna have to tell me who did the stat line. And it's not gonna be like random ass stat lines, like who had 12 points on like 2 or 3 from the field. It's gonna be like significant games. Okay. 30 points, 8 of 10 from 3, 11 of 18 from the field.
Did you give us 4 names?
I'll give you names. Chris Duarte. This is all rookies. Chris Duarte, Jalen Green, Jalen Suggs, James Bouknight.
Jalen Green.
That was Jalen Green, right?
Jalen Green.
Yeah. Because wasn't it he set a Rockets record for threes in a game for a rookie? Something like that?
Yep. All right. 36 points, 9 rebounds, 8 of 11 from 3. Colin Sexton, Harrison Barnes, CJ McCollum, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Harrison Barnes, baby.
Harrison Barnes. That's what I was going to say.
God.
Against the Blazers last week.
Yep.
That man went off. He could not miss.
40 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals. Luka, Steph, Jason Tatum, and Paul George.
That was Paul George.
Evan.
Steph.
That was Paul George. You would be correct. All right, we got one more.
Wait, let me answer this one first. Let me, because the rest is going to become on you.
Okay. All right. This is going to be 13 points, 3 personal fouls, 9 turnovers, 1 of 4 from 3, 2 of 4 from the free throw, and 5 of 13 from the field. Damian Lillard, Chris Paul, Kyle Kuzma, and Russell Westbrook.
Kyle Kuzma.
It sounds like a prime Russell Westbrook game, but I think that's too obvious. So I'll go Russell Westbrook.
Wait, so it's too obvious you'll go Russell Westbrook?
Yes.
Okay. Well, Will swept 4 for 4.
I knew it. Fucking knew it.
Damian Lillard this week was absolute ass too. Chris Paul's been fine. That was just like a throw-in name.
Yeah. You had to throw in the 3 personal fouls there, did you?
Yeah, it was real toxic. When I was doing this, there was like 3 Russell Westbrook games. I was trying to choose which one was his worst, and I ended up on the one with 9 turnovers and 13 points.
Was that the Grizzlies game?
That was the Grizzlies game.
Yeah.
He didn't play like this. He played bad, but he didn't play as bad as like the stats I just.
Yeah, he had I think he had 13 assists in that game too.
Yeah, I mean, I cherry picked the bad ones. Don't get me wrong.
Cherry picked all the bad stats. So I had 13 assists in the game.
Yeah, 13 points and 9 turnovers.
Yeah, it wasn't a good game, but they still won. So
yeah, I mean they won. I mean, shout out to them. All right.
Yeah.
I think,
he really needed that game last night.
Oh yeah, if he didn't have that in like,
especially that LeBron. God, if he had another shitty performance and this one was without LeBron, oh man, NBA Twitter would have been fits.
Well, I saw NBA Twitter kind of getting on LeBron, be like, "Hey man, this team doesn't need you, you bitch." And it was
also against the Spurs, so.
Well, we say that, and we play the Spurs tomorrow. So.
But I also think it's like I don't even think that's like a bash against LeBron. Like I feel like that's a good thing that the Lakers are like they could be
struggling to
somewhat
beat the
capable
Spurs.
of performing when LeBron's not there.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. I don't know. That team just can't space the fucking floor.
Yeah, it's real bad. No, the Mavericks can't space the floor. There were some screen grabs I saw in the Raptors game. Oh my God.
I put one up on one of my videos, but yeah, it was pretty bad.
It was so bad.
That's why we need to start Reggie Bullock. But whatever. You didn't hear that from me, I guess. You see that Malik Monk shot from almost half court last night?
I didn't watch much of the game, so no.
Okay, so anyway, Malik Monk took a shot from the logo. Not the NBA logo, but the franchise logos that are kind of off to the side.
Mm-hmm.
And he made it. And it was the quote tweet, and it was like, Kyle Kuzma would have hit Greg Popovich. Greg Popovich is
KCP. Yeah, KCP not hitting that.
Yeah. We praying for Kyle Kuzma and KCP. They were kind of sitting there. And
hey, Montrezl Harrell been kind of putting up numbers with the Wizards, though.
Yeah, I assume he's going to be a trade deadline guy.
Oh, yeah. Harrell is easy trade bait to a contender at the deadline.
And Eric Gordon, who absolutely torched us last night.
Right? Dude, Eric Gordon
dude
always – I feel like there's always one game a year Eric Gordon –
I mean, Eric Gordon was just lacing threes and making contested layups over Moses Brown and KP, just double clutch off to the side, barely hitting the backboard with enough spin to keep the world go round. It was crazy.
It was funny. There was they were talking to Steven Silas, the Rockets coach, before the game last night, and somebody asked him how weird it was that the Mavericks sideline didn't have Rick Carlisle, and he was like, "Oh yeah, it's kind of weird." But then he was like, "They still have the same lineup from 3 years ago."
That's so trash. That is so trash. Did you know? What's his name? Ryan Hollis is doing the Rockets commentary.
Yeah, he's an analyst for them now.
I saw that and I was like, I don't need to listen to this. That's crazy. I muted that game the fastest I've ever.
I need Kendrick Perkins on an analyst. I need
Kendrick Perkins to analyze how they do the world versus they used to do the world versus Team USA
for the the rookie sophomore game or whatever.
I just want to see him announce that and struggle to pronounce people's names.
Yeah, get him to do a Bulls game and see if he can get Nikola Vucevic's name right more than once. Big Busa. I just want to hear him I just want to hear him say Big Busa for 3 hours.
I hate that. I understand if you watch those people, but just don't get your opinions from those people.
He has a podcast now.
No.
It's him and it's him and Marcus Spears on ESPN.
Okay. Marcus
Spears, that's not terrible.
The worst. But good Lord, I would hate to sit there and listen to Kendrick Perkins. All right. Well, that's all we got for the NBA. We got about 40 minutes of NBA, about 40.
The league is back, man. Love it.
League is back. It can only go up. Right now, Jaylen Brown has the highest points in the league at 46, and I'm expecting there to be a 65-point game this year. Mark my words.
Honestly, I feel like Curry could hit 60 this year.
Oh, for sure.
There's probably going to be a game where Curry hits 60. Does Luka hit 50 this year?
I think so.
Does he have a 50-point game in his career?
I think high is 46.
Interesting.
I think the offense has to look more efficient if we want to see Luka hit 50. The offense is not efficient right now, and if it gets more efficient, then maybe. All right, well, let's hop into the NFL because I think we got enough of the NBA in too. So, is there anything you news you want to talk about before we get into the pick'ems? You just want to kind of go when we see the team.
Derrick Henry had a passing touchdown.
Yeah, needed that. Well, no, I didn't even need that. I lost fantasy this week. Thanks, DK Metcalf. I thought I was in. I was like, DK had an 84-yard touchdown to start the game. I was like, let's go. And then he had no other catches the rest of the game.
Hey, Geno Smith,
I was
my man.
livid.
Hey,
I was so mad.
Before we hopped on the podcast, I did see that a trade just happened between the Texans
Mark
and the
Ingram
Saints.
to the Saints.
Mark Ingram going back. So, I mean, that's pretty cool.
In all seriousness, does that change anything?
No, but I think
No,
it
it's
helps
just
the
cool.
Saints.
It's just cool for the culture. Yeah, it's just cool for the culture too. I mean,
Because Mark Ingram had a pretty
don't
good
ever
week
get it,
one,
so.
right? And then did absolutely nothing the past
Yeah.
like 6 weeks.
Well, the Texans did have like 6 different running backs that run per game, so
Yeah, which
it's hard for him to
why?
get as many yards.
Speaking of the
Yeah, I
Texans, the
don't know
Rams
why.
play the Texans this week, and tickets are. I showed Aiden yesterday. Like tickets behind the end zone are like $45.
He was really trying.
I was
like,
really considering it, but I was like, nah, I'm already going to the Stars game on Friday. I can't do that.
yeah. All right, so we'll jump into it. Thursday Night Football. This chair squeaks so much. It
So
is
does
so
mine.
annoying.
Mine does too. I don't
But
know if
I
it picks up that much, but
I'm like,
Yeah, like every door in our place squeaks pretty much.
I know, but like I'm trying to like record like solo stuff. My mom's calling me, so hey mom, if you're watching this video, you're calling me right now, so I'm not gonna answer.
Yeah, I just got a text like, yo, on the pod. 1 sec.
I'll link her the video and be like, I'll timestamp it. Anyway, the Packers are playing the Cardinals. Aren't the Packers pretty beat up right now?
Yeah, no Devontae Adams, no Alan Lazard. Both
Yeah.
are on the COVID list. They're not going to
Alan
play.
Lazard's out
Yeah, Lazard's out too. And
They're both-
JJ Watt's out too.
with COVID.
Yeah,
With
both
COVID?
Adams and Lazard are on the COVID list.
So right now we got Packers Cardinals
Really?
Thursday Night Football. With that knowledge, who's taking it?
Aaron Rodgers now has 0 weapons, so I am confident in picking the Cardinals here.
Oh, I had the Packers, but I gotta go Cardinals now.
I'm also taking the Cardinals. And that moves them to what? Like 8? Is that 8-0 or is
Yeah,
that 7-0?
8-0. They're the
Is that
last
8?
undefeated team left.
Okay. Sunday, we start out the slate with Bengals at Jets.
Easily got the Bengals,
Yeah, Bengals better win this
especially
game.
with Zach Wilson out.
Bengals have looked really, really good recently.
Yeah, man. Jamar
Really
Chase
good
and
at
Cooper Kupp,
win-
1 and 2. Best receivers
Really
in the
good
league.
win against the Baltimore Ravens last week when none of us had the Bengals. Every one of us had the Baltimore
Prove me
Ravens.
wrong, man.
Mhm.
Prove me
Mhm.
wrong.
We're moving into Titans at Colts.
Titans. They're coming off a huge win against the Chiefs.
These games are usually pretty
Sure.
competitive, and the Colts had a big win against the Niners last week, but I think the Titans are pretty hot right now, so I'll ride with the Tennessee.
Yep, so I'll take in Tennessee. Really big win against the Chiefs. Now, I know Patrick Mahomes got hurt, but even when Patrick Mahomes wasn't hurt, he was playing pretty bad. And the Titans defense just kind of got to him, which is weird because the Titans don't have a good defense. But, hey, man, whatever. If it works, it works. Rams, Texans in Houston,
Rams.
as Will said.
This is way less of a trap game than Detroit,
Oh, yeah.
so I'm going. Well, of course, I'm going with the Rams, but like I am just
don't think it's
way
gonna be
more
close?
confident in this game than the Lions
The
game. Now, the
Lions.
Texans have been competitive with teams this year. Like they literally won a game and they almost beat the Patriots, but nah. And I also think McVay learned from this Lions game. That's like, all right, we need to just get our shit together and let's not fuck around.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hopefully,
So,
at least.
I'm also taking the Rams. This isn't a trap game. Like I thought last week was like
It
the
better
ultimate
not be a
game.
trap game.
I thought last week was the ultimate trap game.
Yeah,
and
I
was-
knew last week was a trap, but I also didn't expect the Lions to run a onside kick and 2 fake punts in the game either. That man, Dan Campbell, used every single trick in the book.
And it almost worked. He almost
It
had it.
almost worked. It
Shout out
was
to
so
him.
close to working.
All right, so we got Steelers at Browns.
Browns.
Yuck.
Is Baker back or is Baker still out?
Baker is getting starter reps. Case Keenum's getting backup
So, we'll
reps,
see.
but so I'm assuming Baker is starting. I'm gonna go with
Okay.
Pittsburgh though.
Really?
I'm
Any
gonna go
reason
Pittsburgh.
behind that?
It just seems like just one of those games for Cleveland. Like, I mean, Baker doesn't seem like 100% healthy, and it could just
Right.
be a time where like one hit could end the game for him. And they bring in Case
Okay.
Keenum. I don't know. Big Ben usually is. I mean, I know he lost to them in the playoffs last year. But like Big Ben relatively has success against Cleveland. I'd have a feeling in Pittsburgh.
Well, everyone has success against Cleveland historically.
I mean, I don't really have an explanation for it. I just have a feeling in Pittsburgh that they're
You
going
just
to
got
win.
a gut. I'm going
Yeah.
Browns. I'm going Browns. Is Chubb's back, right?
No idea. I
Okay.
couldn't.
I
can't
know
confirm that.
Kareem Hunt's out for a good while, but I think Chubb's back.
Yeah, I think Kareem Hunt's
I'd
on
be wrong on
IR.
I mean,
Yeah, he is.
even without it, they got Darnell Johnson. See what he
Yeah,
can
that's
put
true.
do.
Yeah, shout out Dearness Johnson, AAF legend.
My mom is calling me once again, so I will be texting her now. On
Nick Chubb with the calf logged a limited practice today. So maybe he'll play on Sunday, but I don't think that's confirmed yet.
Yeah.
Okay, so I got the Browns as well. As I wait for my mother to text me back. Eagles at Lions.
It's going to be the week, Detroit. It's going to be the week.
I think
Detroit's going to win.
I think so too.
The Eagles are such a mess.
I think Jalen Hurts' season's bad.
It makes me so sad because I have him as my as my second fantasy quarterback, and it hasn't even been a bad fantasy quarterback. Like only like 4 other players have more fantasy points this year than Jalen Hurts. So once he gets benched, I'm gonna be really sad. But
and they just traded for Joe Flacco. Who just traded for Joe Flacco?
They did.
The Jets.
Yeah,
the Jets traded for Joe Flacco. Jets. I know Joe Flacco got traded from the Eagles, and I thought, I did
pick up
dumb brain.
Joe Burrow for my second string QB. He's making a start this week in my fantasy. Lamar being on a bye week, so I was pretty proud of that pickup.
49ers at Bears.
Yuck. 49ers. It's gonna be, I think this game's gonna just be flat out terrible to begin with because it's Jimmy Garoppolo and the Chicago Bears. I'll go San Francisco though.
I'm going San Francisco, but I'm not confident in that.
Me neither. I'm not confident enough in the Bears to pick them, but I'm also not very confident in San Francisco either.
Panthers at Falcons.
Wait, Evan, who do you have?
He said Niners.
Oh, okay. Next game is what?
Yeah, now? Panthers at Falcons. Again, another ugly game.
I got the Falcons. Panthers just haven't been playing good the past 2 games, and the Falcons coming off a win. So.
I can't. Can I even trust the Panthers if they can't even beat the Giants?
What's Sam Darnold doing? Is Sam Darnold out?
Sam Darnold's not bad. He's still a starter, but
he's bad.
He's just not good recently. But still gonna go Carolina though. Atlanta's awful.
Yeah, it's just who's worse.
Yeah,
I'm thinking the Falcons are worse, so I'll take the Panthers. Dolphins at Bills.
The Bills should win this comfortably.
Yeah. Last time we played them, we won 35-0. So I'm not really sweating this game. Actually, this could be a trap game. I'm not gonna lie. It feels like a trap game. Patriots at Chargers.
I think it'll be pretty competitive. I'll go Chargers though.
I'm thinking Patriots. Wow. Really? Patriots. Well, what's the reasoning behind that one?
Well, Chargers just got destroyed against the Ravens, and that hurts them quite a bit, I think. And I think the Patriots, they can play competitive games. I think the Patriots just come out on top on this one. Because the Chargers got absolutely destroyed by the Ravens.
So because Chargers lost to the Ravens, they're going to lose to the Patriots.
Yes. I have a good feeling with the Patriots. I have a good feeling with the Patriots.
Okay. They did get absolutely murdered by the Ravens, so I can't fault you. I got the Chargers though. I just don't trust Mac to win a game against the Chargers in their pass defense. Jaguars at Seahawks.
God, I don't know which game is the worst of the week. This might be up there.
There's a lot of them.
This one might be up there.
I got faith in Geno Smith still. It was hard because I was like,
Seattle wins
the Jags.
Yeah,
I got Seattle.
It's gonna be a gross game, but yeah, Seattle will win.
You want to talk about another gross game? Washington football team in Denver against the Broncos.
That's not that bad, but
it's still not pretty.
But it's not on the level of Carolina, Atlanta, Chicago, San Francisco,
also played nobody
and Jacksonville, Seattle. Like that's the tier above them. Those 3 games are like here.
It's still gross though. That's still not a pretty good.
Yeah, it's still not a good matchup though. I'll go with Washington over Denver.
Really?
Yeah.
I got the Broncos.
I'm taking the Washington football team too. The Broncos just haven't proven they can beat anybody of any significance. So I'll keep on that train of betting against them.
With that saying, are you saying the Washington football team has some significance?
More significance than like the Jets and the Jaguars. And I don't remember who the third team was, but yes, they are more significant than the Jets and the Jaguars. I still don't think they're good. Don't get me wrong, but I still think they're better than those two teams. Bucks at Saints.
Bucks.
Yeah, I'll go Bucks. It'll be a fun game. Considering the Saints beat the Bucks last year, like I think twice, but
Yeah,
it's Jameis this time around. So
you don't got Drew Brees back there.
Yeah, I'll go Brady. The Bucks just hot right now. Like they are just destroying teams right now.
Yeah, I'm not excited to win the Buffalo Bills have to play the Bucks, but whatever. I'm also taking the Bucks. I think that's the pretty clear choice and favorite in this game.
Mm-hmm.
Cowboys at Vikings, Sunday Night Football.
Cowboys, easy.
I don't think it'll be as obvious of a Cowboys win as you'd think. I think Minnesota is going to give them a good fight. Mostly just considering that the Cowboys are off a bye week. So the momentum that they've had has been kind of stalled. And it's a primetime game in Minnesota. You know what? I'm going to go Vikings. Why not?
Wow.
I'll take the Cowboys.
Minnesota.
I think the Cowboys offense just won't be
I know it's Kirk Cousins in primetime, and that's usually a recipe for
You
disaster.
do love making fun of Kirk Cousins in primetime.
But you know what? It's the Dallas Cowboys in primetime also. So, and the one loss they had was in primetime against the Buccaneers on the road on NBC.
But that was like the Buccaneers.
Nah,
I don't know if we really
I'm
fault.
gonna go Minnesota though. I just have a feeling that the Cowboys are gonna pull the Cowboys.
Okay, I'll take the Cowboys, but all right. On the other side, like a little bet. Does Trayvon Diggs get an interception?
No.
If he does, that's insane. If he, I don't think it will happen. But
You don't think so? Against Kirk Cousins, you don't think Kirk Cousins is going to throw an interception?
But is Diggs
That's
gonna
not an
guard Justin
interception.
Jefferson or Adam Thielen?
well,
Does
he'll
he
get tipped ball
majority
from
play the left
wherever.
side? I think he majority plays like the left side of the field, so whoever's lined up on the left side. I might
I
be
think,
wrong
but
about
either
that, but I
or,
saw-
that's gonna be a fun matchup though.
saw some tweets about
Yeah,
it. But
for
I think he should get the Jefferson assignment. But I'm thinking the Cowboys. Monday Night Football, absolute another horrid game.
God.
Giants.
I just want to ask the league executives, why do we keep putting the Giants on national television? Why?
Man,
Why?
Daniel Jones is the future. I don't know if you know this.
There is
Daniel
no
Jones is
future.
The future.
Odell.
There is
Odell.
no future
Hey,
He did have that cool ass catch.
in New Jersey where Daniel Jones is the quarterback of the New York Giants.
Yeah. Hey man, Buffalo Bills the only true New York team.
Yeah, seriously. Like that is literally true. It's
don't wanna hear it.
so funny to see like Giants and Jets fans get offended by that, where like that's literally facts.
I love
Like
it
you
when the
play in
York-
New Jersey, you frauds.
I love when the New York Knicks tweet out like Giants win and like Jets win, and it's like the true New York teams won. The
Right?
Buffalo
It's
Bills-
like, yeah, all that Buffalo has is the fucking Sabres.
yeah, the Buffalo Bills fans in the comment section are like, "Hey man, what the fuck? Come on, like we're
Right.
here too. We matter."
I mean, it's also
But,
Buffalo. It's like no disrespect to Buffalo, but like who is really paying attention to Buffalo?
Yeah, that's valid.
Hey, Buffalo is home of the Buffalo Wings. I went to that restaurant once. It's pretty solid wings. They created like the Buffalo.
I've been to that
sauce.
Buffalo
Yeah,
Wild Wings place once.
Buffalo, Jesus. Buffalo Wild Wings is so bad.
Yeah, hates
Oh, man.
B-dubs. He's a hater.
Evans is a
I hate
beat-ups
it.
hater.
Evan's big B-dubs
Oh
hater.
my
Okay,
god.
we don't have beat-ups in we didn't have beat-ups
That
in
last-
Austin. We had Pluckers.
that last
Pluckers
week-
is better.
Pluckers
last
is
week-
good. Pluckers is
Pluckers-
very good.
Pluckers is better.
B-dubs is way more accessible, but Pluckers is just
But it's too.
Pluckers is
You
way
pay the same amount.
sorry. Pluckers is way better than B-dubs. The B-dubs is just more accessible.
and it's cheaper
Okay.
by like a
Wingstop.
significant
Wingstop
margin.
is good.
But
too.
Wingstop is king, yes.
No, Wild Wings is still pretty expensive for like the quality you're getting. What I
Not
thought.
compared to like Pluckers. If I'm a broke
No,
college
they're-
kid,
they're
I'm going
the
to
same.
B-dubs over Pluckers.
Nah, bro. B-dubs got the
Really?
deals, dude. B-dubs got those like I think
Maybe,
it's
maybe.
boneless Tuesdays, boneless Thursdays, something like that.
Well, we don't have
Because y'all eat
Pluckers anywhere
boneless. I
near
eat
us.
bone-in. I eat bone-in. So
I'm not trying
What
to
a, what a weirdo.
just I'm trying to eat food. I don't want to have to mess with my food. That's why I don't eat bone
oh
in.
god.
but it's like
Oh,
a
God.
wing.
Oh god. There's not a Pluckers near us. The closest one's in
That is
I know,
true.
There
Yeah,
isn't.
yeah.
There
Literally,
isn't.
only Pluckers around here is the one back home.
I was at home.
There has to be another wing place though.
I mean, there's a beat ups
like
here. There's 2 wing stops here.
I was talking to my dad, and I was telling him about when we went to go use those vouchers, and it was like a 2-hour wait. So we're like, what? God damn it!
Right.
We like drove all this way.
That's the problem with Pluckers. That like it's actually good, so there's an actual wait there.
Yeah, there's always like a 2-hour wait, and it's never accessible. But hey,
I
think I did
vouchers.
see a wing place
Really?
by my apartment though.
Oh,
I forgot what it's
the
called.
Ranger game, right?
I forgot what it's
after
called.
the Ranger game, I stopped by.
Nice. Yeah.
It's called Boomerjack Wings and Grill. That's what it's called. I drove past that today.
Where is that at?
University
have to look it
Drive
up?
by my apartment.
Anyway, Monday Night Football, Giants Chiefs.
the
I
Giants.
think by default I have to go Chiefs.
You're taking the Giants.
Yes, I'm taking the Giants. That's my hot take of the week.
I want I want a reason. I want a reason for this one. Usually I don't care, but I want a reason for this one.
You were just on my head today, huh? Well,
No,
Because it's
I
the
genuinely-
Chiefs and
I
the
genuinely
Giants.
want a reason. Like,
Okay,
like,
it's
I know
a
the
terrible
Chiefs-
game. It's a terrible game.
I know. Give
right?
me 1 second.
So-
Give me 1 second. Let me just preface this.
All right.
I know the Chiefs are bad. I know that.
But it's
it's still
also
Pa-
in Kansas City. Like
And
you're
it's
really trying
Patrick
to tell me that the
Mahomes.
Giants are going to go into Kansas City and win in
I would
prime
love for
time
that to happen.
You
I
would,
love
with
that.
but that
Daniel
doesn't mean it's-
Jones at quarterback?
All right, side note, we got to hit up this Boomer Jacks. This is the one I'm talking about. This is pretty cheap, like, not going to lie.
Okay, back to the Giants. You're taking. They don't have Saquon, right? They're still out of Saquon.
Yeah, I think Saquon's still
Saquon's-
out.
Okay, you're
I
taking a
still got the
Saquon,
Giants.
Barkley, Kenny Golladay less.
And Jabril Peppers is out with a torn ACL for the year.
Yes, you're taking that depleted ass Giants team. Against
And I know the
Patrick
Chiefs'
Mahomes,
defense is horrendously bad,
but so are the Giants.
but it's the Giants.
There's just the Giants are literally like the worst version of the Chiefs.
We'll see
That
what
is a-
happens.
that is a
This
strong
just
way to
kind of
put it.
like, this is just like my, like, just for fun pick. Like, I'm just going to ride with them, and I'm going to root for them, and we'll see what happens. You know,
Okay,
there's no penalty in me getting this loss. You know?
Correct. However, I do want a reason. I did preface it. I was like, hey man, but I want a reason.
Gut feeling. Number one and number two, they coming off a win against the Panthers, right? They kind of blew them out. I know the Panthers aren't good at all, but
Okay.
it's just kind of like a
when
they got momentum.
when a 20 okay, it was 25-3. When I was
Yeah.
looking at it, it was all like 15-3. So I was like, yeah, that is a blowout in Giants terms.
Was that a score, Gami?
So,
No, I don't
No?
think so.
but
I think we had 2
basically, yeah,
scoregamis
so
last week though.
I know we had 2. I just don't remember what the 2 were. Anyway, you were saying, Evan.
basically, yeah, the Chiefs just got completely destroyed. Man, who they lose to again? Oh, Titans.
The Titans, by a good
So-
Titans team.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm just saying, like, Chiefs coming off a bad loss, Giants coming off a good win. We'll see what happens.
If you say
Is
so.
that all for the NFL? Is that all for the NFL?
Yeah, the scoregamis last week was the 31-5 Cardinals over the Texans.
Makes sense.
Oh,
Yeah.
what was the other one though? I know there were 2.
I thought there were 2 as well.
Yeah, there were 2. I forgot what it was though. The Patriots and Jets game was not scoregami, but that score had happened one time before in 1970, 54-13.
Okay.
No, the Giants score actually happened 25-3. Literally happened. That score had happened 3 times before, most recently on October 25th, 2020. So that score happened last year.
Okay.
I'm trying to find where the other game was. I can't find it. I just know for sure that the Cardinals game was scoregami.
Okay. Well, you want to do a little bit of World Series talk? I know we're not all
Yeah,
like
'cause,
super into it.
What happened
Yeah,
to
Braves
the
took
best
game 1
team in
last night.
baseball? Yeah. Aiden was talking about so highly about the Dodgers and all that. And I mean, the Braves are in it.
Motherfucker,
won
you were
game
doing the
1.
same thing about the Red Sox.
Yes.
You hit the
They
group chat like,
lost.
bro.
Hey,
My takes.
but shout out to Charlie Morton though. That man pitched,
Yeah.
got 2 strikeouts on a
On
broken,
a broken leg, yeah.
I can
shout out to
only
him.
respect the king.
And
Braves
let's
did
be
it at
honest.
home, too.
Let's be honest. The Dodgers were the most talented team in the league. And that's not a hot take. They were the most talented team in the league.
But did they perform?
Saying that they are the best team
was?
is not a bad take.
Yeah, no, but it's just their performance. They didn't perform like they should.
Correct.
Best
I
team.
agree with you. They fucking sucked.
And by the way, the Astros are going to win tonight because Book It with Trent is riding Braves money line.
Oh, fuck. I hate that. I hate that for him.
Hammer Astros tonight. Dude, that account is that's my favorite account on TikTok right now. It's so funny just how many bets he gets wrong. Like he had one, it was no runs in the first inning, and there was a leadoff home run.
I saw that. Yep.
And it's just so everybody calls him the fade king because everybody just goes against what he picks, and he literally got a fade haircut. It was so funny. I love that dude. That's my favorite account on TikTok right now. Shout out Book It with Trent, man.
That Jorge Soler home run last night was like,
dude, that thing was a rocket.
I know Jorge Soler is a big, strong guy, but they have a lot of those on the Braves. Now that I think about it, like Adam
Duvall and Soler last night.
Yeah,
each had
even
lasers.
Like Jock Peterson hits lasers too.
So we got Fried versus Jose Urquidy tonight. Okay. But yeah, like strictly because Book It with Trent picked the Braves, the Astros are winning tonight.
I like Max Fried. I think he has like the prettiest curveball in the league, or like one of them. So I like.
He's been nails this postseason, man. Just and in the second half, more or less too.
Yeah, second half. He's 1-1 with a 3.7 ERA in the postseason. That's about as good as it gets in the postseason. Now, Jose is 0-1 with a 27 ERA, but don't look too far into that.
So basically what I'm seeing is that we gotta hit up this Boomer Jacks. I didn't even know this was here.
Bro, have you been looking at this Boomer Jacks place the entire time?
I haven't been yet either. There are too many spots around here that I haven't hit up yet.
Hear this. Bone in, 10 wings, $13. Boneless, half pound for $8.99.
See, this is why you go with the freaking boneless wings. You just get so much more for a lower price.
True.
Because you don't have to fiddle around with your food.
I just don't know if their
you can't even dip bone-in wings into a dipping sauce. Like, it's impossible.
But yeah, this place looks pretty solid. Burgers, $12.99 usual. I'm sure they have a lot of drinks for like the ones we can't access yet. But
I think it's so funny that I turned 21 next year, way ahead of both of you. Like Aiden turns 20, and then in 3 months I turned 21.
Yeah. I'm the young one.
Wait, Evan, when's your birthday?
May 16th.
Oh my God.
So I'll be older.
Good Lord.
He's older than both of us. Wait, no.
Wait, were you May of 2000 or 2001?
No, he's 2001.
2002.
Oh, yeah, 2. My bad.
Okay, well, I'm significantly older than the both of you. So
yeah, I'm the youngest. Nice. Evan's in the middle, and it's you at top.
Nice.
So if Atlanta wins the World Series, who are you taking as the World Series MVP? And if Houston wins, who are you taking as the World Series MVP?
Well, we can't.
If Atlanta, I don't know. That's so hard to predict.
This is all just projection. This is not like.
That's so hard to guess.
Okay. Yeah, I know. I say Riley
Charlie Morton
for the Braves,
into it, but he's hurt.
Eddie Rosario's too obvious of a pick as he won NLCS MVP.
I would say Austin Riley.
Yeah,
if he continues to be clutch,
I'd be more confident in Riley. He's been way better in the postseason than Freeman. Freeman's been very inconsistent, so I don't really know what to expect out of him. So I probably the most actually no. Since you went Austin Riley, I'll go Ozzy Albies.
Okay. I had Charlie Morton coming into it because I thought he'd get the ball in 1, 4, and 7, but he broke his leg, so he won't be doing that. So since you take the games, I know, but like in theory, if it did, he'd have it in that game.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Since you took Ozzy and you took Riley, I'll take Rosario. He's just been so hot.
I was thinking Soler too, considering it a homer last night, but
I don't know how consistently he's going to be. Bats on balls. He doesn't provide anything.
I mean, him in the leadoff spot could be dangerous though. So
yeah, I mean it's a big bat. All right, and if the Astros are doing it, I'm taking Jordan.
I'm about to say Jordan.
That motherfucker.
I'll take Correa.
Okay. So, I'll take him, or I'll take Jose Altuve. He hasn't been great in the postseason, but like as Jose Altuve, I don't like him, but he's good.
I just hope Carlos Correa is wearing the birds on the bat by April next year.
What are the odds that happens? Like,
way better than him going to the Yankees. I can tell you that.
Okay. What are the odds that happens?
Very slim, but better odds than him going to the Yankees.
Okay. Are we? I think he just resigns.
Yeah.
No, he's not. He's out of Houston.
You think so?
Yeah, considering the fact that he gave them a deadline for when he wanted it, because he wasn't going to negotiate during the regular season. They lowballed him like fucking crazy. Like, I think each offer was under 150 million.
Wow.
And Correa's like at least
he's worth a lot more than that.
He's at least 250.
Oh yeah.
So whatever team has the cap space, aka Detroit, I think is the top option right now. Detroit is like the pretty popular pick. I think people are picking for him.
I don't know if he wants to just sit there and rot though.
But the thing is that like everybody connects him with Hinch in Detroit. They have 2 of the top 10 prospects in the league. Their pitching staff is very young. They have a lot of cap space. Like, and the division's absolute cheeks. So it's like if the Tigers can just get on a run next year, like they could be contending fairly soon, considering how bad the division is. So I think somebody like Correa would be pretty interesting for them. But no, I think Correa is my pick for the Astros. He just delivers every time.
I can't feasibly see him making it to Detroit. Like, I know they have the money, but I just don't trust Detroit to be good. I know they have like Spencer Torkelson and a couple other pretty big prospects.
Riley Green too.
But yeah, just I don't know. I don't think he wants to sit there and just rot.
Well, he won't rot. That's the thing. It's like yeah, he could be like way more successful in Houston, but I think it seems like it has been very known that he wasn't going to at least resign like during the season.
What are you laughing at down there?
But pretty much everything that he's talked about in terms of a contract, it pretty much seems like he's out when the year is over.
Evan, what are you laughing about?
Says stop giving kids Bible names about Bible lessons. Ezekiel tried to rob me last night.
Not a single word of that just came through.
Yeah, I had no idea what you just said.
Not a single word.
Not a single word. You were just laughing the entire time.
Stop giving kids Bible names about Bible lessons. Ezekiel tried to rob me last night.
Okay.
I don't understand that, but if it's funny to you, it's funny to you, bro.
Oh, good times.
All right, I think that's a good ending point for the day. We'll see you guys.
Spit it out.
Thank you guys for watching and or listening. Make sure you give us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts.
Oh, yeah.
Make sure you guys download the podcast, subscribe to us on our YouTube channel, the Empty Stats Podcast on YouTube. Follow all of our socials, the Empty Stats Pods on Twitter, Will Arvin on Twitter, Aiden Dawson 25 on Twitter. Evan, what's your Twitter?
Evan Cadero.
Evan Cadero on Twitter. We appreciate you guys tuning in. We'll see y'all next week.
Adios,
Make sure to tell y'all if we go to Boomer Jacks. Tell y'all how it is.
Yeah, stay tuned next week for the Boomer Jack review.
Yeah,
we're gonna open up the podcast reviewing wings.
That should be the opening to every podcast. We just pick a place to go try.
It's not even like we don't even like start the podcast like in Zoom. We like sit there in the restaurant.
Yeah,
we
start the segment at the place.
Yeah. And then we just transition.
That's not a bad idea. Okay.
That is such a stupid thing to do. We can't afford that.
All right. See you guys next week.
See ya.
Adios.